Well, welcome to our continuing series, Sharpen Your Edge. This is session 6, Thinking Like a Trader. And today we're going to do a deep dive into what is a trader's mindset. Let's start with some definitions. A trader is somebody, a firm or entity that buys and sells financial instruments. The term comes from the noun trade and the verb to trade. A day trader refers to somebody who buys and sells securities on the same day. Now, becoming a successful trader is no easy feat, particularly for the beginner. If you're looking to become a successful trader, one of the essential components is thinking like a professional trader. Now, professional traders, let's look at talk about some definitions further, are self-disciplined and self-confident. A professional trader has a winning mindset. A professional trader trades without fear but respects the markets. A professional trader follows a rules-based plan and executes it flawlessly. Now, this is why we have such a set of rules for our trading style. It's very important to follow a rules-based plan. Professional traders don't break their rules. Professional traders have emotional control and deal with losses effectively. One of the things I do, one of the things I have written down in my trade journal, in my rules book, is when I have two losses, I stop for a half hour to an hour before I trade again. Now, it's unusual for me to have two losses in a row, but they do happen occasionally. So when that does happen, I need to step away, get up, walk around, get something to drink, anything to kind of break that spell of the losses that are in my head. Professional traders predefine their risk on each trade and cut losses when appropriate. What is predefining a risk on every trade? Well, it's using appropriate stops. Okay. Professional traders focus on a few markets and understand how they behave. This is why we only trade QQQ and SPY. Those are the only two ETFs that we trade. Professional traders constantly are learning. This is a game that we never get perfectly. It's like golf or your golf swing. It takes a lifetime to get anywhere near perfecting it. Well, it may not take a lifetime to perfect trading, but it takes a long time and it takes a lot of discipline to do it. But part of that is constantly learning. It's by taking classes like this. It's by reading. It's by looking at what other people are doing on the internet, constantly learning. And professional traders are humble. We may not be humble by nature, but the market has a way of humbling us, doesn't it? And professional traders have an edge. This is why we call our trading style the edge, and it's why we call our whole training series Sharpening Your Edge. Now, professional traders have the capacity to tolerate uncertainty. Every trade brings along a certain amount of uncertainty. That's why we put ourselves in the best position to profit from a trade. And professional traders make decisions quickly. That includes getting in and out of trades. Professional traders review all trades. Now, I've gone through this a lot. We've talked about this a lot, about reviewing trades at the end of the day. Not only reviewing your trades, but looking at the MACD and looking where all the trade opportunities happened, where all the breakouts happened, where all the trends happened, where the good trades happened, and looking at those and examining what was going on just before those happened, what was going on as they were happening, just so we can get into a trade and stay into it as long as possible. And professional traders fix their mistakes. This is another reason we review. If we don't review, we're not going to see our mistakes. This is also another reason we keep a trade journal to write down, okay, I got in too soon, I got in too late, I didn't follow the rules, I held on to a trade too long. All these things are errors that we have to fix. A trader's mentality is the collection of psychological and emotional skills successful traders develop to help them make sense of the confusing world of the financial markets and make wise decisions. What are essential components of a trader's mindset? Well, let's look at them. First, discipline. Successful traders display a highly disciplined mindset. They're strictly adhere to their trading strategy and steer clear of emotionally driven impulses. We train our mind to follow our rules, and we follow our rules. And a good example of when we're out of control is if we've had a couple of losses and we start trading to try to get it back. We start chasing trades. Everything that comes along looks like a good trade. Every little mini trend looks like it's a good trade, and we start following these and we end up blowing up our accounts. We have to have the mental toughness to be able to pull away from our computers when things aren't going well. Number two, patience. Traders are aware that market possibilities may only sometimes present themselves right away. Before placing trades, a professional trader carefully waits for the ideal setup and circumstances. Patience, absolutely. Flexibility. Financial markets are dynamic and subject to quick change. A flexible attitude allows traders to modify their strategy as market conditions change. Even though we follow our rules base, there are opportunities that do present themselves that may not be exactly an ideal setup that we need to make a quick decision on if we're going to get into them. Emotional control. Emotional response might result in faulty judgment. Traders aim to control their emotions, avoiding fear and greed, which can impair judgment. Yeah, again, back to mental toughness. Continuous learning. The trading industry is intricate and dynamic. A trader's attitudes include dedication to lifelong learning and remaining current on news, market movements, and new trading techniques. Again, it's about in our off hours, it's about reading books, studying new things that may be coming out in our area, keeping up on the news out of Chicago on the Board of Trade, which controls what we do. Adaptability. Trading inevitably involves losses. Now, strong-minded traders are tenacious and can recover from setbacks without letting them sway their judgment or confidence. And like I said just a minute ago, the way that I do that is I step away from my computer. I get up and walk around. If I have losses, I do whatever I am to just break that spell of the loss. Risk management. A trader's attitude strongly emphasizes the concept. To do this, the professional trader must size their positions, establish stop-loss orders, and limit their risk to a certain portion of their trading money on each deal. Yeah, you need to appropriately, buy an appropriate amount of contracts. For me, it's no more than 5% of my portfolio goes into any one trade. Expectations. Successful traders have expectations of their returns that are realistic. They know that trading requires patience and that becoming wealthy takes a lot of work. With what we do, we tend to take smaller bites, sometimes 5 cents, 10 cents, 15, 20 cents. I've been asked, why don't you stay in for more? We rather prefer to take small bites, but lots of them. And build up our winnings that way. Rather than winning one giant home run, we want to hit a whole bunch of singles and doubles, to use a baseball term. 9, focus on procedure. A trader's perspective strongly emphasizes the value of adhering to a clearly defined trading procedure rather than merely focusing on earnings. It is more crucial to consistently use a tested plan than to focus on immediate advantages. Yeah, it's about sticking to the rules again, right? Our goal is to stick to the rules. If our trading technique is incorrect, it shows up. But I believe that our trading technique, with what we use with our indicators, puts us in the best probabilistic position to profit from each trade. Do we win them all? No, absolutely not. But we win most of them, and so the goal then becomes sticking to the plan, sticking to the trading plan, sticking to the rules. 10, detachment from results. Instead of getting caught up in results of any one deal, traders concentrate on making well-informed judgments based on their analysis. This lessens one's emotional connection to victories or defeats. Yeah, Again, it goes back to the same thing, following our rules, right? Staying with our trade plan is what we do. That's how we win. So the bottom line here is if your intent is to become a professional or a successful trader, it's important to have a core set of skills and characteristics. Remember, trading is a long game. It should never be considered a get-rich scheme. It will take time and a lot of effort. No successful trader has a perfect record. There will be losses. Hone your skills. It is possible to become a successful trader. Think like one. Okay, that's it. Thank you so much for coming to this lesson. And next will be lesson 7. Have a great trading day and trade fearlessly.